The misery of last year's Hungarian Grand Prix returned to haunt Max Verstappen in 2025, only this time, the circumstances were entirely different. The four-time world champion has been left bitterly frustrated with the car's lack of development and upgrades that simply aren't delivering results. Now that he's committed to Red Bull from 2026 onwards, the question is, can he influence changes within the team's inner circle? And more importantly, is a Honoless Red Bull actually better equipped to steer in the right direction? One thing's certain, the 2025 Hungarian Grand Prix will be one Verstappen would rather erase from memory. As he bluntly put it, P9 or no points means nothing to me. Is already mentally checked out of the championship fight, but that doesn't mean he's willing to accept battling Hamilton for P10 or failing to get past Lawson for P8. This deep frustration could very well spark significant internal shakeups at Red Bull. While the appointment of Mekies as team principal is a start, it's likely just the tip of the iceberg. Speaking after the race, Verstappen admitted the Hungarian GP was very painful for everyone involved. Even their race tactics failed, with Max exiting the pits straight into traffic. Mekies responded with a candid apology. "Sorry Max, we didn't give you the car you deserve, but thanks for trying as hard as you did. We move forward." But is there really any moving forward from here? The RB21 isn't responding to Verstappen's input, and alarmingly, even the Racing Bulls now seem to have a more stable car. To make matters worse, Verstappen has now endured something he hasn't experienced in years, 4 or more consecutive races without a podium. The last time this happened was between Brazil 2017 and Baku 2018, a 6-race drought. Red Bull are in chaos, and not even Verstappen can single-handedly prevent the slide. His poor qualifying in Hungary only reinforced the point. Low starting positions are severely limiting his race day heroics for the rest of the season. The contrast from just 2 years ago is staggering. In 2023, Verstappen won the Hungarian GP by the largest margin of the season, 33 seconds. In 2025, he finished 9th, behind Lawson's Racing Bulls, and a full minute behind race winner Lando Norris. This is one of the steepest declines in performance ever seen in Formula One, and Verstappen will need to think long and hard before continuing with Red Bull beyond 2026. The car's weaknesses were visible all weekend. This wasn't a sudden loss of control. It was a slow, painful unraveling across every practice session. Poor balance and lack of grip left Max only 8th in qualifying and 9th on race day. Even though he's out of the title fight, it's hard to imagine the upcoming team debrief being anything but tense. At this point, Red Bull must shift their focus entirely to technical development. The 2025 campaign is effectively over, no matter how optimistic Helmut Marko remains about a second-half comeback. Verstappen himself has dismissed such claims, signaling his already thinking ahead to the 2026 regulations. But the real question is whether Red Bull's technical department can match Mercedes, Ferrari, or even Aston Martin in the new era. Early signs from the RB21's development aren't encouraging. They are simply not working. And who paid the ultimate price? Christian Horner, the man who weathered Mercedes' turbo-hybrid dominance, the Renault engine saga, and Honda's early struggles, was ousted when the car's performance collapsed, despite winning 21 of 22 races just 2 seasons ago. Internal conflicts only made matters worse. But now, all eyes are back on Verstappen. Marko insists they've found the root of their problems in Hungary, and that such struggles won't repeat after the summer break. He pointed out that Max caught Lawson quickly after his second stop, only for the car to slide uncontrollably, alternating between understeer and oversteer. They'll bring minor updates post-break to try and reclaim second place in the standings. But realistically, Red Bull aren't even close to P3 right now. Ferrari and Mercedes are locked in a tight fight for best of the rest, with both teams boasting 2 drivers scoring consistently. Red Bull, however, are still reliant on a one-man army, a philosophy that's killing their constructors' hopes. The departure of senior figures like Rob Marshall, Adrian Newey, and Paul Monahan has been devastating. McLaren, who rebuilt from near obscurity, are now dominating under the same technical rules, while Sauber, under Tim Wheatley, have risen from backmarkers to a P6 or even P5 contender. For Verstappen to fight for the 2026 championship, he'll need a strong teammate to split strategies, much like Mercedes did against him in 2021. McLaren don't have this issue. They are already in a class of their own. But things can change fast in F1. While Max's contract runs until 2028, exit clauses could quickly alter his career path if Red Bull continue to falter. Both Mercedes and Aston Martin would welcome him, but only Aston truly need him. Fernando Alonso is nearing his mid-40s and Lance Stroll lacks consistency. Mercedes, meanwhile, seem confident George Russell can deliver titles in a competitive car. For now, Verstappen's frustration is impossible to hide. The looming question is whether he'll push for sweeping changes and whether Red Bull's technical team will actually listen. Worryingly, news from the Red Bull Powertrains project is grim. They could start 2026 as the slowest team alongside Audi. If that's true, even Verstappen's brilliance won't be enough. A massive rebuild is required, not just in leadership, but across the entire technical department. Adrian Newey's influence was huge, and when his advice was ignored, leaders like Pierre Wash were left with a car incapable of winning. That's exactly how you drive Verstappen toward the exit. Give him an uncompetitive, unresponsive car, and watch him start looking elsewhere. So, has Verstappen already begun regretting his decision to commit to Red Bull beyond 2026? And are the upcoming regulations going to relegate them to the midfield? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to click the video now showing on your screen.